and this one has fairly long leaves, so this will be a good one. Now wear some gloves because these are toothed and those will catch you. They're like little cat claws. Okay, and then you just want to go down as close to the base as you can, and it takes a bit of effort, but you just kind of slice close to the base. And I'll just start on this. Now, when you're getting leaves, if you need more than one, just, you know, be mindful, be careful. Don't take them all from the same plant. We don't want to kill the plant. And there's usually a lot you can find. It's the area in which they grow. So just look around, find a different one, and, you know, get leaves from different plants. Alrighty, so there's the fibers we're going to try to get to, but we got a lot of work before we get there. The first thing that I recommend doing is actually just knifing off these teeth, because they will catch your fingers and they hurt. So you just kind of can scrape the end of your knife like this on it, and they'll pop right off. They actually pop off fairly easily. So yeah, if you're carrying it a ways, which I got to hike back to camp, so I don't want to be holding all these teeth, so I'll just kind of, yeah, this is just kind of, like I said, if you hit them with the knife, they'll come off. And there we go. All right, back at camp, we're just going to roast our leaf a little bit, and that's going to help us get this outer layer off. All right, now that we got our roasted leaf, and you just get a rock, let's try to find something with a little rounded surface, and you can just kind of work this outer skin layer of the leaf off. As you do this, it'll kind of break it up, and since we roasted it, it'll make it a lot easier than if you were just starting with a leaf that's really solid. So just kind of work the leaf, and we'll get to those fibers. You can already see them in there. So and as you can see where we roasted it there real good. Well, we roasted the whole leaf, but this got nicely roasted, and that's just like helping us get that layer off. If you check out the other video that I put out when I did the leaf without roasting it, you can really see the difference in this process. And you can see how you really had to beat that leaf for a while, and it kind of stuck to the fibers, so it meant increased damage to the fibers, so you're not going to get, you know, you want to get the most out of it. So this now you can see how this works. So that's the main reason why we roasted the leaf, is to just make that outer layer break up easier. There we go. And there's those fibers. Okay. All right, so it's coming off nicely. One thing you're going to want to do is make sure that you flip it kind of back and forth. So you sort of work both sides. And then as you start we're getting to the fibers now, you really want to be careful. You don't want to be pounding away. And like I said, flip back and forth so you can work off the skin layer on both sides. And yeah. There we go. Coming off nicely. All right, and then you can have like a rock like this that's gonna help you just scrape this off. Then you don't have to pound away at your fibers that are now exposed. Now you can kind of just sort of scrape that outer layer off gently. Again, care for the fibers. One thing to take note of, that came off nice. One thing to take note of is if you have spots that were kind of bruised on these leaves, the roasting will help a bit, but some of the bruised spots will kind of grab on to that outer layer, so it might just be a little more rough. And I think that's what we have right here, is just kind of, so you just need to be careful, because that's a spot that can break up your fibers. We want to get as much good fibers out of this as we can. So here you go. This is pretty much what you're getting at here, is all these nice fibers in there. So we're almost done. I'm going to flip it over and work the other side again. But yeah, it would be ideal to have a fairly smooth surface to work on. These rocks are a little rough, but hey, when you're out in the wild, you don't always have a choice at the geology, so I'm working with what I got here. But still working. We're still able to get at those fibers. Okay, now, looking good. We got a lot of fibers going. Now, then I just kind of cut off the end here. This is where the spine was, right on that leaf. And this is kind of brown stuff. It's just kind of not All right, and then once you get done hammering away at it, then you've got all your nice fibers. Now the best thing to do is actually put it in some water and we'll soak and clean the fibers up, and that will help get the rest of the flesh off. And it will make your rope or cordage a lot stronger in the end. So try to get as much of that flesh off as you can in this final process here. Okay. All right, and now you just start the process of making the cordage. I've attached this to the ocotillo, as you can see. It makes it a little easier so I can do this faster. So you twist in and then overlap. Twist in and then overlap. Okay, now I just did this again pretty quickly today so I could show you the process. You can see there's definitely some more fibers and flesh, or some more flesh that I could clean off of this. But I'm kind of out in the desert right now and I don't want to actually waste too much of my water today. I'm not by a river or anything like that, so I don't want to waste too much water. So I just kind of had to work with some, I worked with some water that was actually already kind of had a lot of flesh in it. Obviously, when we dumped this in the first time, I didn't want to dump it out. But it still gets the point across. This is the general process. Again, twist in and then overlap, twist in and then overlap. A little bit of flesh still hanging on. See? And as you can see, nice rope. This is the process of making rope. Just we'll hold those fibers nice and tight together, and that'll make a nice rope that we can use for anything you'd use traditional rope for. So yeah, so I'm just gonna finish twisting this and enjoy this day in the desert. See you guys next time.